Ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem, the Star Spangled Banner.
Precision is our language. Creativity is our weapon. And perfection is the only option. Your ride, your brand, your image, elevated to a level that can't be ignored. This isn't just a wrap, it's a revolution. Regal Wrapz and Designs, where power meets style, and style becomes unforgettable. At Regal Wrapz and Designs, we don't follow trends, we set them. Every line, every finish, every detail is built to dominate. From flawless vehicle wraps to bold custom designs, we take your vision and redefine it. Seamless statements, artful accents, hues of harmony. We are Regal Wrapz and Designs.
All right, we're here tonight. Waiting for this to come up. Not sure why it hasn't yet. Now, we are here at Road America. This isn't wanting to cooperate tonight. Oh, well, that might be why. I'm on you. Damn it. Warm-up's taking place. And we got issues here. We'll run with that, see if that's what we... No, that's not correct. We're not getting the full screen out there. Give me a moment here to try to get this situated as... Damn it, you. All right, man. Whatever. All right, here we go. As we got warm-ups going on, I don't know if we'll have a driver spotlight tonight. And we get set to rock and roll here, as we said, from Road America. Tonight's race sponsor is Mach 10. As I said, this is the Regal Wrapz and Designs GT3 Road Series. Trying to make sure I got everything up here. And working best we can. All right, here we go. They're out there in their... Trying to get something here. There we go. I see Mike Zacher out there. He's fourth fastest right now in warm-ups. And why are you saying not found? Try this again. Here on my end. As it looks like it's not up on your guys' end either. All right, here we go. See a lot of debris out there on the racetrack. There it is. Back up over here, which means now we can get it up over here without an issue. They put the reconnect. There you go. Justin Walsh out here in the Acura. Yeah, I believe that's the Acura, if I'm not mistaken. There we go. Brad Stanley out here in the 977. Zeta out here in the 69. Jed Carterman there in the 7 tonight. Kate Matsko, not on track. Daisy Carterman out there in the McLaren. We got two Fords up front as the fastest right now, Travis Roberto and Jed Carterman. We see a checkered flag wave here in warm-ups. We're getting ready for the grid. Once it shows up here. Here we go. Ready for tonight's race. We see here, we got Jed Carterman starting out there outside of pole, which Travis Alberto has the pole there in the 028. Starting third, Dan Brassington with Mike Zacher there in fourth. Kurt Bassler starts fifth tonight with Zader there to outside in sixth. Robert Bilbrath in seventh, and to his right, Justin Welch with Chase Matsko starting ninth tonight. Brian Scott 10th. Jacob Carterman back there in 11th. And we got the wrong date up here. Sorry about that. Now we got to fix now. There we see Matt Mars there in 12th. And 13th tonight, we have Brad Stanley with Jay Davis 14th. Michael Leminsk in 15th. That is your starting grid here tonight. Hopefully we have an exciting race as we get our track map out here. See what our track map has to say here tonight for Road America. Once again, we want to thank Travis Roberto and Mach 10 Racing. Now we're getting set to rock and roll here. Road America. Road America. There it is. As they head here off the corner, we see up here, let's get the track map up. We're going to move that Mach 10, I'm sure, as we get the track map up here so we know where they're at on track. Yep, that's what I thought. I thought we had to move that. Move you. There we go. We'll put it up there like that. That works. Now there, as we got them coming down here through 3A and 4. Hey, watch them head here. Still coming out here on their out lap. 45 minutes, the racing distance. As in work there off corner. Number 6 through 7. Coming up here through Hurry Downs. Heading up here to that hard left-hander of turn number 8. Once they come through 8, they're double foul once again. As you're looking there at Jacob Cotterman. Looking there at Justin Welsh. There's Jed Cotterman. Dan Brasington. Robert Milbrath. The driver gets set to rock and roll tonight from Road America. Heading up through the King Crate now. Coming down through Kettle Bottoms. Off corner number 12, down there through 13. Now you come down through 13A. Before coming around 14. Looking there at Mike Zacher. Pace car pulls off. Fields handed over. And the start lights come on. Coming up and over down here towards corner number 1. And we're already going 3 wide there. As it looks like Zader's going to try to squeeze himself in there. I think that's Zader. There's the Mustangs rolling out there in front. Down through. There comes Chase Matsko going towards the middle of the track. There through turn number 1. Making it through okay. A little bit of dust flies as they work on through. As you see them all coming down through there. We do have another Mustang back here, driven by Matt Mars. As you see them roll there off of 2. I'm sorry, down there through 3. This is 3A right here. As they work down through that Marine Suite. Corner number 5 right here. Pretty hard left-hand corner. They navigated okay. And see the 29 there at Brasington. And out here through off the corner, up there off. Here they go. Now we see there, we got Dan Brasington in 6th position in the 29th machine. There you're looking at the 45, Robert Milbrath. Back up front here with the 396. Kurt Baslett out there with Chase Matsko. There's Travis Roberto, Kurt Bassler. Pretty cool on the back of that machine. Coco says, please no punt. You see him work there off corner number 11B down there through 12. Everybody's still hanging pretty close for now. But we're only a lap into this race. They're coming around to complete lap number 1. You see Mars back here in the mellow yellow Mustang. Up there off the start. Jed Carterman out there in front. Travis Roberto there second. Mike Zacher there in third. Dan Brasington there's in sixth. We got one off track at Mike Zacher in the 46. He tried to get it back under control. There you see Chase Matsko rolling up there through the field. Sitting in about 8th position right now. Roll here off the corner. Jed Carterman, great job. Around goes Jacob Carterman. You got Jed Carterman out front right now. So Jacob back here at the back in 15th spot now as he gets it back underway after losing it there through corner number 4. We're looking at Brian Scott now in the 85. Currently sitting in 7th. They race up here through turn 7, heading towards 8, which is a very hard right-hand left turn. And work off down there through the corner. And back up off. Now you got Jed Carterman still out front as your race leader. Now he works down there through the kink. And down here into 11A. Carrying quite some speed here tonight in these machines. They're looking at Brian Scott in 7th now. They gained a position, got one off track. And you see the marbles flying. Not sure who they're flying off of. But they're flying off of somebody's machine out there. And he had 67 here, Justin Welsh. Now you're looking there. We continue to watch Brian Scott in 7th. Working there off corner number 3, back down here through turn number 3A. Brasington off track here for a moment, ended up coming back on. There you watch him work down through turn number 5 now as Jed works his way off of there. Then through the right-hand corner of turn 6 to the left. Now to the right. Definitely gonna be quite exhausting here tonight, I think, for some of these drivers. They head around Road America tonight. And once again, definitely want to give a shout out there to Mach 10 Motorsports for helping sponsor the broadcast here tonight. As you see, they head off here through the carousel around 9-10 and then up through the kink of 11. Where they head down here to 11A, 11B. I don't know why I got the corner named in such these ways, but they do here. Yeah, head here through corner number 12. "6 minutes into the race so far tonight. 45 minutes the distance. Road racing does not go by laps, it goes by time. Hey, watch him come down out of the corner, heading there in the 1. Looking there at Matsko as he navigates turn 1. Up the hill through 2, down here into 3. Alright, here we go, and through the corner. Hang on to it there, Chase. Matt Mars with a slowdown. Cutting the course somewhere. No, Matt Mars back here with a slowdown in that mellow yellow Mustang. That's what that yellow is there by his name. Gotta be careful that he doesn't get that. There he goes, he's got it cleared. And work there off the corner. Roberto's sitting in second, trying to chase down that Mustang of Jed Carterman. Jacob Carterman's gained a couple positions now as he's gotten past Michael Leminsk and Brad Stanley, who is sitting here at corner number 2. He has crashed. Not sure why he's just sitting. There will be no caution. So his best thing is just to try to get it rolling again, or tow. And see, he just brings it to a stop. And it's just sitting there. Now he's rolling again. So unsure what happened there. He brought it to a stop. Roberto there second. Bassler here third. Zader sitting there in fourth. And that Mercedes AMR. Or AMG, sorry. Mercedes AMG. Ryan Scott back here in the McLaren. And an Audi for Justin Welsh. Chase Matsko in the Ford. Robert Milbrat back here in the 8th position. McLaren with a Porsche behind him. Matt Mars back here in 10th. Got Jay Davis right there on his tail. Now they work down here. In the corner number 5. Matt Mars takes a little wide. Davis seemed to have a little bit better grasp on that corner there. And it comes through 6 and 7. Now we see Roberto up there in the 028. And I want to say there's something gooped up with trading paints. I'm unsure about that, but that's what it looks like. Kurt Bassler back here in 3rd. Yeah. It turned off apparently. Sorry, drivers, we'll get your cars back properly here in a moment. There they come. There they are. Hey, at Block 10028. That's a pretty cool looking scheme there on Roberto's machine. Kurt Bassler there in 3rd. Brian Scott back here in 4th. Zader Pitt. Justin Welsh back here in 6th. Robert Milbrass 7th. Chase back here in 8th with Mike Zacher back here in 9th. Treat to you too there, Travis, as you come down through off the corner. Thank you for the shout out tonight of Mach 10 Motorsports. Great look at paint scheme as we settle on that number 028 tonight. Kurt Basler here 3rd, Brian Scott 4th, Steven Zader here 5th, Justin Welch back here 6th, Jake Matsko in 7th with Robert Milbrass in 8th, Mike Zager in 9th, Jay Davis back here in 10th, Dan Brasington in 11th, but Matt Mars back here in 12th. Jacob Carterman still rolls around in 13th tonight with Michael Lemensk back here in 14th. Brad Stanley, I believe, has called it a night, as I do not see him on the track map, nor do I got any telemetry off of that 977 here tonight. So great job so far by these drivers. They roll it on out through, down here through the front straightaway. Across the stripe into corner number 1, up here to corner number 2. As you see, Roberto got around Cotterman. Now you're looking there, Chase Matsko as he rolls down there through turn number 3. Head on out here in the corner number 5 after they work through 4. Great job by these drivers. They head on out. And out here through off the finish line. I'm sorry, not off the finish line. Down here through turn number 7 up through 8. Don't think I got any. Excuse me for a moment as we try to see if we got any special packs here. Right now, I don't really have much to go on here. Normally, we are trying to get to where we're using nothing but the track cams, which you'll see a link to in the description. We're coming up to a third of the way through the race. Everybody working down through across the stripe into corner number 1 once again. A third of the way has been completed. Okay, watch them head down here in the corner number 3 and 4. And in the 5, that right-hander. Oh, I'm sorry, no, left-hander. Getting my rights and lefts mixed up already here tonight. All right, here we go on through the start-finish line down there in the corner number 1. Roberto out front, Jed Carterman there in second. There, looking there, Chase Masco sitting there in 8th. Try to see who else we got going on here. Mike Zager there 9th. Jay Davis there in 10th. Matt Mars back here in 12th. As Jacob Carterman coming up on to him. There, Justin Welsh up here in 6th. Robert Milbrat there in 7th. Kate Masco there in 8th. And the 45, Robert Milbrat working up there in 7th, trying to get up there to Justin Wells. Looks like these drivers are getting a workout here tonight. Storming down there through the carousel. Turn number 9 and 10, coming up there through the kink at turn 11. And then down here in the 12. Lots of stuff going on here as you see, they try to keep them cars on track. They're on board there with Chase Maskin, now on board with Brian Scott in that McLaren. He's really working his hands there inside that cockpit. Down here you'll see Kurt Bassler. He's trying to catch Jed. He works down that front straightaway. Robert Milbrand right there behind Chase Matsko. And right there behind him, you see there in the camera of the car, that is on his back bumper. That is Mike Zacher. In that Porsche that's right behind him. And hang on, from Milbrand off there a little bit. And Mike Zacher get past. Or I'm sorry, Robert Milbrand gets passed by Mike Zacher. Now you can hear the cars all have a little bit different sound to them. Well, that's pretty cool. Whenever you sit and listen to each car, they each have their own sound to them. Dashes are slightly different between them as well. And there goes Zader off of the corner. He heads. He works down there in the corner number 12. Here at Road America, 20 minutes in. Come up very slowly, working there to halfway. Alright, they head off through here. You're still watching Zader there. And works down here in the corner number 5. Jed Carterman still sits there in second. Zager is in the pits. With Lemensk back there. in 13th with that McLaren. Zagger comes off pit road. Just short of halfway. Just short of halfway time-wise. There you see Roberto still up front with that trick-or-treat machine. Jet Carterman there in second. Always great to see these paint schemes these drivers come up with. We see Kurt Bassler back here in third. Brian Scott in fourth. They got Zader back here in fifth. Chase Matsko running a pink camouflage car, maybe? And then roll down there in through corner number 12, coming up here through 13. Halfway. We are halfway through the race. And they head on out through the straightaway. Looking at Carterman, look out. Bassler thought about making a pass, did not do it though. And you got that Porsche right there behind Jed. Up off the straight down there in the corner number 3. And we're going down through here. Bassler's been tailing right there behind Carterman. Really trying to make something possibly to get under Carterman's nerves a little bit, possibly. We see a mess of drivers on pit lane. Zader, Milbrath, Welsh, Matsko, Davis, Brassington, Jacob Carterman, Matt Mars, Michael Leminsk, all on pit lane right now. The other driver taking it around here one more time. The 46 there of Mike Zacher has already been on pit road. So he'll work his way up through the grid. Trying a little bit of strategy here on the pit stops. How's it going to play out for some of these drivers? Black flag there for Justin Welsh, speeding on pit road. So at that 67, he'll have to pull it into the pits again whenever he comes back around. Matt Mara back there. Working his way up through if he can. We see Roberto coming down through the front stretch. In the pit road he comes. Carterman. He's going to come in. Bassler coming in. Brian Scott. He'll stay out another lap. Those haters there coming off corner number 10 down there through 11. Hey, there goes Zader down there into corner number 1. Roberto Bassler and Jed Carterman come off pit road. Brian Scott still needs to make his pit stop. We see Welsh coming on the pit lane to serve that penalty. Milbrath in the pits as well. Let's see the 67 rolling there off pit road. Serving that black flag. And works down there in the corner number 3. There are a total of 14 corners here at Road America tonight. Name coming down there in the next corner. Roberto, your leader. As Brian Scott comes to pit road, I don't think he'll get out before Roberto comes around that final corner 14. As he fly on through there, there comes Kurt Bassler right there behind him. Carterman, Jed Carterman there in third. Jacobs in the top 10 here. Chasing down that mellow yellow number 34 of Matt Mars. Matt Mars out of Louisville, Tennessee. Jay Davis in the 317 up here. For Nameless Racing. Daily Brian Scott finally coming up. Chase Matsko down here. Beside Zacher, can he get around? Not yet. Looking there at the inside of the corner. Now he'll dip back in behind. He worked down there into the next corner, which will be turn 3A. Down here through 4 and in the corner number 5. Looking to the outside of corner number 5 as he comes on down through there. Going to try to overtake on the outside, and they'll touch a little bit. Coming there through 5. Matsko still hangs on there to 6th place. Got to try to get up there to 5th. As he still battles Zacher down here. Through off of 6th up through 7. Up here through the Hurry Downs. Matsko off track a little bit. He worked there through 8 down here around the carousel. Matsko looking to the outside. Can't quite get there. That Porsche of Mike Zacher really putting on a good block there for Matsko, not letting them around too easily. So Matsko had to fall back in line there. I see him work down there off the corner into corner number 11. 11A, 11B, down here into 12. Brian Scott there 7th. Jay Davis there in 8th. Matt Mars in 9th. 15 minutes to go for Trevor Roberto out front. Bassler there in 2nd. Jed Carterman there in 3rd. As they bring it on out there. And they're hanging on as best they can to what positions they can. And you're watching them hit off through the corners. Eddie Carterman up there through turn number 8, up through carousel of 9 and 10. As Roberto's still out front. He's been the man to beat this season. We'll take a quick look at the point standings. Where'd they go? Point standing at the end of week 4 has Travis Roberto out front. Brian Scott in second. Kurt Bassler third. Jay Davis there in third as well, as he's tied with Bassler. Mike Zager rounding out your top five. Definitely close in points still through week 4, with the exception of Roberto being out front by almost 20 points. Hey, Carterman worked down through there. Milbrath with a black flag penalty. He's on pit road, so most likely a speeding penalty entering pit road. And now he'll work out. They held him there in his pit a little longer. They cleared that black. Now you'll see Bassler there in second. Carterman there third. Zader in fourth. Chase Matsko fifth now. He was finally able to get around Zacher. Brian Scott back here in sixth. Well, there'd be how he got around Zacher. We'll take a look at this. Apparently, Zacher had a little bit of an incident. Here we see him come up. There you see Matsko right there behind him. Making a run here into the next corner, and the two of them get together, and around Zacher goes. And now you're looking at Brian Scott, who's currently in seventh. Here, coming up to 11 minutes to go. For Roberto, he works there out of corner number 12 down here through 13. And coming through 14 now, coming back out onto the front stretch. Or the main straightaway, I guess. However you want to think about it. Now you watch there, Kurt Bassler in second. Jed Carterman coming around there in third. 11 minutes to go. So with laps being about a little over 2 minutes long, as you're looking at a lap time of about 2 minutes, 5 seconds. Seems to be about the average. Maybe 2 minutes, 6 seconds, however you want to look at it. Hey, watch him throw down here. That's the 69. Working there off turn 3. Down there in through 4. Justin Welsh. Back here in 11th. Coming up across the stripe down here into corner number 1. Behind him is Michael Laments. Yeah, it looks like Milbrath, Brasington, and Stanley have all called it done here tonight. And them all work off here through corner number 1 goes Lemensk. There's up here in 6th. Welsh off track a little bit. Mars with another slowdown. He's currently working there through turn 6 up through 7. See if he clears that slowdown. Which he will do. They am working up there off the corner. They got some of them working through the carousel, which is where Matt Mars is. Roberto just come across the line. Heads there in the corner number 1. Bassler there second. There's Jed Carterman sitting in third. 10th right now is Jacob Carterman, which if I remember correctly is his son. Jed Carterman. Matt Mars there in 9th. Jay Day was up here in 8th. pretty consistent for Jay, as it seems like he's always seemed to be mid-pack. Not last, not up front, but kind of mid-pack here at FMA. He is sitting third in points, so he has been getting up there towards the front a good bit and getting some decent finishes. So maybe even just tonight he's sitting back here towards the mid-pack. But okay, Mike Zacher there in 6th. Chase Matsko up there in 5th. I mean, we are only 4 weeks in also. So let's look at my winner circles. That'll tell me a little bit more. Now, yeah, week 1 was Travis Roberto. Went in. Week 2 was Travis Roberto getting the win. Week 3 was Travis Roberto. Last week, though, was Kurt Bassler. And Bassler's currently sitting there second tonight, right behind Roberto. And you got Jed Carterman, who finished second last week. He's sitting back here in 3rd. Mike Zacher, he finished 3rd last week. He's currently sitting 6th. So it is interesting to see how some tracks, some of these drivers get a handle on, others they struggle with. Now we saw 2 weeks ago, Bassler finished 2nd. So Bassler having a decent season so far that I could tell. Week prior to that, week 2 of the season, we had Evan Gomet with Ignacio in the top 3. And Chad Simpson and Michael Nash for week 1. So Bassler having pretty good standing. Same with Roberto. So I look for Bassler to be a contender there against Roberto here for the season. Jed Carterman could also possibly be in that. I'm not sure if he's missed a few races, though. Steven Zader there in 4th. As Zader is 6th in points. I mean, as I said, the points are super tight right now. Second on down. As they're all just a few points separating one another. And we're going through there. It goes Roberto through turn 3. Bassler coming through turn 3. Caught him in there in turn 1. Coming up through turn 2. Now into corner number 3. Zader back here in 4th. Chase Matsko in 5th. Mike Zacher back here in 6th. Matt Maher has got around Justin Welsh. Jacob Carterman. You see, Matt Mars got around Jacob Carterman there for P9. So Carterman still holds on 10th position currently. Jacob tried to get around Matt. Uh-oh, there goes Jacob off track into the grass. Grass don't need mowed right now, Jacob. You can keep it on the racetrack if you can. Travis Roberto out front as your race leader, coming up to 3 minutes to go. And they head on down through off corner number 12. We'll see if they let them go another lap, or if white flag comes out this time. We're coming up to 2.5 minutes. I'm going to say they'll probably let them go one more lap. We're coming up there to 2.5. So we'll see here. Maybe they'll get 2 more laps in, maybe not. I see him cross the line there. No flag yet. Just seen Marnie up there at the top of the flag stand. There comes Steven Zader out. Chase Masco, he's coming around the corner. Mike Zacher, he's there in 6th. Brian Scott there in 7th. Jay Davis there in 8th. Matt Mars, he's back here in 9th. Jacob Carterman there in 10th. Justin Welsh in 11th. I see them all work around the racetrack here with 2 minutes to go. So some of these drivers are going to end up a little over that time. There you see Roberto out front, leading the way here tonight. At Road America, as you see Kurt Bassler there 2nd, Jed Carterman there 3rd, Steven Zader 4th, Chase Masco 5th, Jay Davis, he's still rolling around back here in 8th, Matt Mars in 9th, Jacob Carterman, he's back here in 10th, after having a little issue going off track. As you see Justin Welsh there in 11th. You see him working there off the corners, working great. They come there heading towards the finish of this race. He got a minute left. For Travis Roberto made it back to the line. And when he hits corner number 12, it's about 30 seconds to get back to the line. And if he gets to the line before it strikes that 45-minute mark, it's one more lap to go. Now, if he gets there after it, that is the ending of the race. We'll see here as it comes out of the final corner. 30 seconds to go. I'm going to say that he'll come across. Last lap. White flag in the air. He comes across the line. There comes Kurt Bassler up there across. There you see the white flag in the air. Kurt Bassler comes across. Jed Carterman there in 3rd. One more lap to go, guys. Don't start blinking lights yet. You still got one more to go. Get on to it. There you see them all spread out throughout the racetrack. There you got Jed Carterman back here 3rd. Steven Zader back here 4th. Jake Matsko, you see him here coming across the line there in 5th. Mike Zacher 6th. So everybody's so spread out. I don't see any battles taking place right now. I don't even see a lap down machine, creating traffic. There you see Matt Mars back there in the mellow yellow Ford Mustang. Jacob Carterman back there in 10th. Justin Welsh in 11th. There you see them rolling off through there. And just so spread out throughout the racetrack. There we see Michael Laments working there. Off corner number 13 coming up through 14. He'll stay on the lead lap as he comes across the line. Travis Roberto working through the carousel up there at 9 and 10. Down there now off of 11. Or head towards the kink at 11. And you see him work through the kink. With Kurt Bassler chasing him down. Jed Carterman there in 3rd. He works around the carousel. Steven Zader there in 4th. Chase Matsko there in 5th. Mike Zacher back here in 6th. See them all roll around there. And Roberto there in front. Bassler there 2nd. Carterman 3rd. Here comes Roberto off the final corner. He's heading towards home. Across the stripe. He will get the win here. Jed Carterman. I'm sorry, Travis Roberto getting the win here tonight. Kurt Bassler there second. Jed Carterman, he'll roll across in third tonight in that Ford Mustang. Roberto, we said, will take the win. I think Jed Carterman coming there in third, coming across the line. Steven Zader, he'll be back here in fourth. Chase Matsko, he'll come rolling off there in fifth. We have Mike Zager now coming off the final corner. He'll come out in sixth. And we're not going to get any knowledge of positions as of yet, as they still got to come there off the final corner. Jay Davis there in 8th. Matt Mars there in 9th. Jake Carterman back here in 10th. Coming off corner number 11. Up through 13 now. And finally around 14, Justin Wells back here in 11th. He works through turns 13 up through 14. Now we got one driver left to finish it out. And Brian Scott rolls it there at the end of the race tonight. Hey, Michael Lemensk. Brian Scott upside down in turn number 1. There you see Michael Lemensk coming across there. Jacob Carterman there in the dirt as well. There you see Lemensk coming down through. Your results finally in. With Travis Roberto getting the win. Kurt Bassler there second. Jed Carterman there third. Steven Zader there fourth. Chase Matsko fifth. Mike Zacher there in sixth with Brian Scott seventh. Jay Davis eighth with Matt Mars there in ninth. Jacob Carterman there in 10th. Justin Welsh at 11th. Michael Lemensk there in 12th. Robert Milbrath there 13th. Dan Brasington 14th. Brad Stanley in 15th here tonight. Well, let's get with our winners here at the ending of this one. We'll get with Jed Carterman here if we can. Good evening there, Jed. How's it going? You got third place here at Road America.
You know, I'm just tickled pink. I didn't spin. I think I got rid of my curse here at Road America. I love this track. It does not love me, but I think after tonight, we've got a little better understanding.
You think you got a better understanding tonight?
Yeah, I think so. I had a couple whoa boys, but you know, man, I'm tickled pink with my performance tonight. You know, those first couple laps with Travis overshooting his turns, I kind of got a little laugh out of those, but I knew he would come back. He's just one of those guys. I don't know how he gets that Mustang to do what he does, but you know, my game plan was just to be consistent, and I was running 204s, 205s, doing my thing, and you know, like I said, P3 more than happy with.
Well, you pretty much ran your race.
They're way faster than me.
Yeah, you pretty much ran your race there, Jed, and come out there in third. So, I mean, congrats to that. You got sponsors, shout-outs, anybody you want to thank?
No, just you know, my son Jacob. He ran with me tonight. He hates this track, but I talked him into it. We got to run this track again on Wednesday night in another league, so I'm hoping he builds a little more confidence. But you know, just thanks to Chase and everybody that runs the league. Always go back and watch the broadcasts that you do, and it was just a really good night.
All righty, well, congrats again, and we'll see you again around here at FMA.
Yep, I'll be back next week for Virginia or wherever it is.
We are at the Glen.
Oh, that's right. Love Watkins Glen and then Virginia. Okay, very good. But nope, I'll be back.
All righty, we'll see you then there, Jed.
Yep, have a good night. Hey, good run, Kurt.
Thank you.
Good evening there, Kurt. How's it going?
Hey, going great. How are you?
I'm doing well. You're sitting there in second tonight. How do you think that Porsche felt tonight?
Oh, I like the Porsche here at Road America. It runs really well.
Well, obviously you had it dialed in enough that you got second tonight. I mean, you have to be pretty happy with that. It's pretty tough beating that guy out front.
Yeah, I didn't expect to be up on the podium. I was running 5th, 6th, 7th or something warm up, and it wasn't going that well. And then Mike was unlucky; he got pushed off the track in front of me. And then Jet in the pits, I was happy to come out in front, and that kind of put it where it was.
You had a great run here tonight, and you think you can carry some of this momentum from getting second here tonight into running Watkins Glen next week?
Yeah, I do enjoy Watkins Glen, so I think it's going to be a great race. It was really tight today. I mean, anybody in the top 10 could have taken this, so I think it'll be the same next week. Glen is very popular.
Glen's one of my favorite road courses, so we'll see exactly how well it goes. Congrats again tonight there, Kurt. And you got any sponsors, shout-outs, anybody you want to thank for getting second tonight?
Thanks to everybody here. It's a great league, running clean, a lot of fun, and I'll be back next week. Thank you.
All right, well, you have yourself a great night there, Kurt, and we'll catch you next week.
You too. Good night.
All right, that was Kurt. Now we'll get with Roberto. Good evening there, Travis. How's it going?
Dad, I'm doing just fine. Thank you. How are you?
I'm doing well. You're just wanting to make sure you stay on top of that leaderboard, right?
Yeah, well, rough week last week, so I was hoping for a better finish.
Well, yeah, I mean, I didn't think last week was too terrible for you, was it?
No, I think I spun twice and just called it a night. After too much frustration, it's best to walk away.
Okay. Yeah, we were at Imola last week, so. Tough track there. This one you seem to have dialed in a little bit better.
Yeah, this is probably one of my favorite tracks. Always seem to do pretty well here. I don't know if it suits my eye or just my driving style more or less, but yeah, I like Road America. I like VIR as well, so that'll be another track that I feel pretty competitive at.
Well, how do you think about the Glen? Because that's where we're at next week.
I think Chase said he was swapping schedules, but either way, if it is the Glen, yeah, so. I'll have to put some practice laps in that one for sure. I'm not as comfortable with I don't even know which configuration we're running, but either way, I'll have to practice for sure.
Wow. Congrats getting first here tonight. Really like that Halloween paint scheme on that Mustang night. And thank you again for helping sponsor here at FMA. I know you sponsored this week, last week, and I think got a couple more coming up as well.
I think they got 4 weeks with my name on it, but yeah, absolutely. I appreciate the league. I appreciate the broadcast. Thanks for having me in.
No, we definitely appreciate it. Doesn't go unnoticed, that's for sure. So you got sponsors? Any thank yous? Anybody you want to give a shout out to?
No, just the Mach 10 Motorsport Group and the league and yourself as usual.
Alrighty, well, congrats there, Travis, and we'll see you next week.
All right, have a good night. We'll see you next week.
All right. That was Travis Roberto as we finish off tonight here with the Regal Wrapz and Designs GT3 Road Series. Thank you all for tuning in. Hopefully you all enjoyed the race. We will see you next week with the GT3s, but this week coming up, we still got the Gen 4 Cup Series there on Wednesday night. Then we got Coast to Coast on Wednesday night as well. And then Coast to Coast Thursday night. And yeah, we'll see where it goes from there. Thank you so much for watching. Have yourselves a great and wonderful evening.
Precision is our language. Creativity is our weapon. And perfection is the only option. Your ride, your brand, your image, elevated to a level that can't be ignored. This isn't just a wrap, it's a revolution. Regal Wrapz and Designs, where power meets style, and style becomes unforgettable. At Regal Wrapz and Designs, we don't follow trends, we set them. Every line, every finish, every detail is built to dominate. From flawless vehicle wraps to bold custom designs, we take your vision and redefine it. Seamless statements, artful accents, hues of harmony. We are Regal Wrapz in Designs.